If you've got pain on the inside of your elbow, it's probably going to be golfer's elbow, particularly if it's around this bony part of your elbow here. Just because it's called golfer's elbow doesn't mean you need to be playing golf in order to get it. And this is where a lot of confusion comes. A lot of people think that they've got golfer's elbow, but they don't play golf. They don't think that that's what they've got. The reason why it was called golfer's elbow was because of the mechanics putting strain through the tendons in the elbow as you come through to hit the ball. There are other things that can cause golfer's elbow, such as throwing darts, being a housewife, so doing chopping, cooking, sweeping, scrubbing, even if they've never played golf in their life. Guitarists is a big one, according to all my comments. Things like doing pull-ups or using a computer and using a mouse repetitively. And then trauma can cause golfer's elbow. Golfer's elbow typically is a repetitive injury, but there's two ways that you can get golfer's elbow, or any tendon issue for that matter. The first is through repetition, and the second is through heavy impact or trauma. Think of your tendons like a rope. If you have a rope and you put tension through it and you rub it continuously over time, that rope will become frayed and eventually lead to it weakening and potentially becoming torn or snapping altogether. If you also have the same rope but put such an immense force through it, it will snap in one go. So that's two ways that you can damage a rope. The same goes with your tendons. You can repetitively use something to the point where it causes damage, and over time that damage causes inflammation and leads to pain. Or you can put so much force through it in one go that you cause damage to the tendon immediately, and that causes inflammation and causes pain. Some of you have also mentioned in the comments that you've had it from impact. So some of you, maybe boxers, have been hit on the elbow, can cause sort of a lateral force through the forearm, through the elbow joint. So when I say lateral, you're being hit from the lateral side, causing the elbow to come medially inwards and the hand to go outwards relative to the elbow. So that can cause a lot of pull on the tendon. You can also get it from simple things like sleeping. So if you are sleeping, say, on your front, so if you're sleeping on your arm, can cause a low grade repetitive pull on the tendons in the elbow on this side. Going deeper into the elbow, you've also got ligaments to consider as well. So again, if you're in a certain position for a long period of time, or there's an impact or a trauma, that can cause damage to the ligaments as well. Any inflammation in the area will cause pain. Pain will cause the muscles to tighten up as a way of trying to protect you. This means that sometimes it's difficult for you to fully straighten your elbow. That's normal, that's part of the process, that's part of the forearm muscles becoming tightened. Now when it comes to golfer's elbow, it's worth just recapping on the anatomy. So here we have a model of the elbow. This is a right arm, so as I have my hand like this is how it would look. If I take away the triceps, and take away the biceps, so you've got the deeper muscles, you've got all of these muscles here that attach onto the inside of the elbow. All of these red markings that you see on the bones are where the muscles attach. And there's actually quite a few around this bone up here. Now these muscles that attach to the medial epicondyle, this inner part of the elbow, will either, so this one is the pronator, so this will help turn your wrist, turn your forearm, or the muscles will extend down into the wrist, so they're responsible for wrist flexion. So in terms of causes of golfer's elbow, anything that involves full supination of your elbow, or people who are doing chin-ups, so where the hand is rotated palm in, so it's a fully supinated grip. When you fully extend the arm in that supinated range, that will cause a lot of pulling through this sort of medial epicondyle. Or repetitive pronation of your elbow. People doing martial arts who get their elbows fully extended or rotated. So essentially, there are many ways that you can get a golfer's elbow. Primarily it's through repetition or impact and trauma.